All over America, parents are desperately looking for a product that will help their children with algebra. That product is here. It's VideoText Interactive Algebra, a complete, easy-to-use algebra course on video. This computer-animated course helps students truly understand algebra instead of just learning shortcuts and tricks.
It allows every student to be successful. I have used it in my classroom, and I've used it with my own children, and I am overwhelmed with results.
The best thing about the video is that it runs in a step-by-step method, and when you visualize it, it's not like a book where you just see it. It actually moves from step to step, so you understand in between the steps how it happens. And that's generally the best part about helping me to understand it.
Yeah, I think what's really important and has been really wonderful about using VideoText has been that it is not just a program where there's like shortcuts and tricks and you just learn the problem for the day and you solve it. They emphasize the concept development and the critical thinking skills so much that your child might do 10 or 15 problems and have a real understanding of how algebra works. So I think that's the number one factor to use that curriculum. What has helped me as a teacher with them at home has been we plug in the videotape and everybody watches it, and if I don't understand it or if they don't understand it, we watch it again. You know, the endlessly patient teacher. And because I'm a mom at home, I'm not always that patient, so that's been really good for me.
This is just one of thousands of families across the country who are discovering the effectiveness of this new multimedia approach to algebra instruction from VideoText Interactive. The program was developed by Tom Clark, an award-winning educator with more than 30 years' experience as a mathematics teacher, a state math supervisor, a K-12 curriculum director, and a mathematics supervisor for the Indianapolis Public Schools. A strong advocate of parental involvement in their child's education, Clark was anxious to make the VideoText program available to parents for use with their own children.
You know, in all of the years that I've been involved in education and all the teaching that I have done, I have struggled with the notion of trying to make sure students understood. And I don't know when it happened, but somewhere along the way I realized that my job was not so much to teach mathematics to students or even to make them really understand. My job was to change attitudes. If I can change the attitude of a student by helping them to experience some success, by helping them to really understand and feel a little better about themselves and their ability, then I can sort of let the rest of it happen. The mathematics will be presented, they'll welcome it rather than put up a shield against it initially.
The program was field tested in 10 national trial sites, including this public high school in Indianapolis, where it posted impressive results.
I truly believe it's the first time in my 18-year teaching career that I have seen a mathematical program that has been done in a manner where you are building a strong foundation and then putting your house or your structure on top of that. Usually if you look at a mathematics textbook, you have a piece of this here, and then they leave that subject and move on to something else, and 4 chapters later you pick up what you did 3 chapters before. This videotape program is sequenced in a manner that they understand the process.
In this classroom in Thomas Carr Howe High School, co-teachers Mike Hepler and Debbie Walensky began the year with 100 freshmen in 4 sections. Their classes also included students with learning disabilities. All of the students were randomly selected. The results? Of the 24 first-year Algebra 1 classes at Howe, the 4 using the VideoText program scored 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th on the first semester final exam. The freshman honors class came in 4th.
Now we don't have to worry about the textbook, and they're saying this is easy. It's blown me away this semester. It really has.
I can't stress enough how many kids at the beginning of the year came to me and said, Miss Walensky, I am never going to make it through this class. I have never gotten anything above an F in math. This is going to be impossible. Those same students are voluntarily raising their hands and begging to give answers, begging to come to the board when the opportunity is there to demonstrate their knowledge. It's just a very, very powerful thing to watch.
We must understand at a basic level that we are all visual learners. But we couldn't just point a video camera at a teacher who was talking and writing on a chalkboard. Instead, we have taken full advantage of visual and graphic possibilities by de-emphasizing the on-screen teacher and bringing the mathematics to full screen, using computer animation to show how concepts are developed. We've really transformed the textbook into something engaging that students can interact with. They see movement, they see color sequencing, and that helps drive the development of the concept.
One of Clark's primary goals in creating the program was concept development. In other words, he wanted to take students beyond a short-term, surface knowledge of how to get the answer into a deeper understanding of why it works.
I really want students to understand. But the word understand means exactly what it says, to stand under, to support. And that's when concept development truly occurs, when students are actively engaged in discovering those principles that support the concept. And when they arrive at that level of understanding, nothing surprises them. When they see a new problem on the SAT that they've never seen before, it doesn't matter. They know the questions to ask, they know how to attack the problem, because they truly understand the concept behind it.
This is no hollow, math-made simple type of program. The VideoText Interactive Algebra is a complete algebra course covering algebra readiness and the content in 2 years of high school algebra. Each of the 176 lessons covers a single concept in a 5 to 10 minute teachable, digestible chunk. The objective of each lesson is explained right up front, and this is followed by a clear, detailed, engaging development of the concept. Author Tom Clark says that to use the program most effectively, 5 simple steps should be followed.
The very first step is to use the video lesson to develop the concept. My intent is for students, parents, and teachers to interact with each other and the video. That is why I wrote hundreds of questions into the program. The idea is for someone to pause the tape every time a question is asked, and then to have the student try to answer it before continuing. Now, each lesson is only 5 to 10 minutes long, but the pausing could stretch the lessons out to 15 or 20 minutes. Many parents have found that after a couple of weeks of sitting through the lessons with their children, helping them to develop good watching and interacting habits, that the students are able to go from there and do the entire process on their own. Of course, they should not be taking notes while watching the video. Note-taking is extremely distracting when you're trying to understand something. So we've taken care of that for you. And that's the second step, using the course notes to review and relive the concept development of the video. Each page chronologically follows the video lesson, repeating what was shown on the screen. The student is now ready to work the exercises provided in the work text. And the great thing is that when the student turns to those exercises, there's nothing new. He or she is already familiar with the concept and knows exactly what questions to ask and how to solve them. Next, the accuracy of the student's work can be checked by using the solutions manual. Every step of every problem in the student work text is shown in detail. If your child misses an answer and wants you to find the mistake, who's doing the thinking? Give him or her the solution manual and say, you find the mistake and correct it, then come explain it to me. The fifth step involves using the progress tests. There are 2 versions of each one, allowing for retesting or review to make sure your student has mastered each concept.
VideoText Interactive Algebra is getting rave reviews from teachers, parents, and students all across the country.
VideoText has really been a lifesaver for us because it explains things so thoroughly and in such simple terms we can understand it. With VideoText, it walks you through it. It tells you every step of the problem and it's easier to understand. We love it.
One of the things that they do is they have these really neat 3-dimensional graphics. And I can see the intersection of 2 planes that form a line, or the intersection of 3 planes that form a point. And then there's motion with that too. So I'm not a real good artist to start with, and some of those are just like lifeless drawings on a page, but on a videotape like that, they are much more memorable. You know, as a homeschool parent, I want my children, when they learn something, to really learn it and really understand it. And one of the parts of VideoText, one of the things that you receive is a solutions manual. I love the hundreds and hundreds of problems that somebody prepared instead of me. I think that's the thing about Tom Clark, is that he's such a good instructor. He knows what a teacher needs so that the child learns not just in that moment, but they learn it and they retain it.
Definitely recommend the program to anybody that was even considering pre-algebra, algebra, and intermediate.
Or equal to. Yeah, because before I just tried to guess the answers or look in the back of the book or something. And this way it's like a lot easier because it shows you step by step and it's easy.
Oh, this is my baby. It's all for her.
The VideoText program is very affordable. There are 6 modules in the complete course. If you are not completely satisfied that this is the way you want your student to learn, just return the program and receive a full refund. On the other hand, if you enjoy the same success thousands of other users have had, you can simply apply the price of that module to the cost of the complete program. This course is complete, and all of the components are designed to work together. Look at everything you receive in the full course: 176 video lessons, 360 pages of course notes, 590 student work text pages, solutions manuals showing every step of every problem in the work text, and a complete testing package with 2 versions of every test. Whether your student is getting ready to take algebra or has already been exposed to algebra concepts, he or she needs to start right away with Module A, the Algebra Readiness Program. It consists of 27 lessons focusing on the analytical reasoning behind all of the arithmetic concepts necessary for success in algebra. Students may know how to perform all of those processes, but may not know why they work as they do. And that is the type of thinking that is going to be used regularly in an algebra course. Order VideoText Interactive Algebra today and give your children the resources they need for success in algebra.
It's all for her.